Why would they still be finding people 2.5 that did what exactly? I mean, because anybody that was inside the Capitol, they would have had video of from several different angles. We've seen the thousands of hours of video. Of course, we know Tucker Carlson released a lot of that video, gave you a different perspective, then, of course, was pushed out of Fox News, in part because he played those videos. We know that. It's part of the narrative, was to push him out because he had the gall, the nerve, the guts to say, hey, here's a different perspective of all of these things, right? Now, so what are the new arrests? How can you have new arrests now, 2.5 years later?
You know, what's so disturbing, last year I met a man in Ohio, and I was speaking at something, and he came over to me and he asked me for my card, and he said, I might need this in the future. And I was like, well, it's 1.5 years, whatever at this point. And he said, well, I might need it. Well, don't you know, he was one of the people that just got recently arrested. And he called me and he said, I told you I would need that card. And, so fortunately with the funds that we raised at our recent fundraiser, we were able to help him with a lawyer and pay for some of his legal fees. One of the other arrests is a registered nurse. It's a, woman. She's, mom, wife in Pennsylvania. And, they're going to try to take her nurse license and keep her from voting. And these are the things that, Trump supporters are facing. It's a complete and total double standard from any other organization in this country that protests something that they feel strongly about. But if you protest anything that involves Donald Trump, your entire life is going to be massacred and obliterated. And, that's the reason we started Patriot Freedom Project, Steve, because there's so many families that are fractured and there's many children that are slipping through the cracks and they need to survive this trauma. And nobody cares about that. Not the Congress, not our Senate. As you mentioned in the beginning of your program, I'm on my way home from the Turning Point Conference. I spent the weekend there networking, doing some really great interviews, and I met some great people. And I watched a lot of great speeches, but nobody wants to talk about January 6th. Nobody wanted to let, myself or, the family members that I had with me go up on the stage to educate the 6,000 or 7,000 people that were in, Charlie Kirk's audience.
Now, why is that? I would think the Turning Point would be an open and receptive audience to your message. What was the challenge?
I think it was, in all due respect to Charlie, because Charlie's great, and I've been on Charlie's show a few times. I think it was last minute that I had gotten invited, and maybe there wasn't room for me to speak. I mean, I was able to go to Media Row and speak about what's happening with these women and specifically the children. I mean, think about it. Children have no health insurance right now. There's many children with no health insurance, because their dad lost their job and it's in jail. And we should be educating everybody here in America about what is going on, and not, there's a lot of people that still don't know what's going on with January 6th. People that don't realize that there's people in jail, people still getting arrested.
I think they forget about it. Out of sight, out of mind, Cynthia, is what happens. Out of sight, out of mind. So